pre-qualification form, you'll find a PDF, and that PDF will walk you through the pre-qualification process. Now, more so about Lakeside Alliance, we are a joint venture company and entity comprised of Powers and Sons, Brown and Moman, Safeway, and Uzama Construction, as well as Turner Construction. So if you've had worked with Turner Construction in the past, and you've pre-qualified in the past with Turner Construction, we are utilizing Turner Construction's pre-qualification system as our pre-qualification system for the Obama presidential tender. So if you have not pre-qualified and you desire to bid the project in any bid package, and as a first-tier prime subcontractor, we recommend that you complete this pre-qualification as soon as possible. If you have any questions regarding that process too, feel free to contact me. I'll leave my email in the chat. Also too, if you've pre-qualified with Turner in the past, be sure that your financials and your safety documentation is up to date, because we evaluate that as well. So if you've pre-qualified with Turner about a year or two ago and you haven't touched the system in that time span, please be sure to update your account as well. So moving on to the invitation to bid packages. So these are our bid packages for this wave. The wave including metal panels, roofing, masonry, missed metals, and ornamental metals. So on our website, these bid packages are listed on our website. The reason why we've broken out the bid packages the way you see it is because we want to make sure that we do not set high barriers of entry to companies that desire to participate on this project. So you'll see that the roofing scope is broken out from the form in the library. Now, the form in the library consists of the largest square footage and area for our roofing system. But for the museum, it's a much smaller area. It's the tower itself. And again, you can see between the differences of the approximate values of the bid packages. Our intent is that if you're a smaller or medium-sized roofing contractor, that opportunity is there for you to participate if you only desire to bid the roofing package for the Tower Museum. One bid package or all bid packages are not promised to one contractor. You can be competitive and solely win the museum or the tower roofing package. And I'm just using the roofing package as an example, just to illustrate what we've created to make sure that we're providing opportunities to companies of varying sizes that desire to participate on this historic transformative project. So when you're looking at our website and you're determining if you desire to bid as a first tier or a second tier contractor, we highly recommend that you evaluate the bid package approximate value, and you make that decision. That business decision for your company is what bid packages you desire to pursue. If you desire to pursue, multiple bid packages, take that into consideration regarding size of your company, bonding capacity, and also if you desire to partner with another entity, you're more than welcome to do so. We want to make sure that you're collaborating and we're thinking outside of the box in this approach to this project. So if you desire to team up with another contractor to pursue this opportunity, considering the bid packages that you see that are available, you're more than welcome to do so, and we encourage that. And I'll get more into that process about encouraging collaboration later on in the presentation. But again, we just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that we do have our bid packages on our website, and we have approximate values for you to be able to make that business decision yourself. And primarily, our bid packages are broken out between either the tower, form in the library, or a combination of the form in the library. Also, sometimes we break out the bid packages based on solely just focusing on the parking garages as well. So all of that information is available on our website.
So Chris, we actually have a question. We have two questions actually.
Oh, sure. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I figured we'll do this more interactively just to get everybody involved. So Melanie Cook asks, are you saying if you are a pre-qualified returner do not need to go through the link from the previous slide and pre-qualify?
That's correct. Yes. So if you pre-qualify with Turner in the past, you do not need to reinitiate another pre-qualification process if you desire to bid as a first-tier prime subcontractor. Now, I say that if you pre-qualified in the past, be sure that your financials are up to date and that your safety documentation is up to date. And when I mean up to date, within the last year, because if it's not up to date, then we still need your information. And if your financials or your safety documentation is out of date, when you upload your information to our Turner pre-qualification system, be sure that when you upload those documents, you click submit application. Because if you just upload your documents to the system, we will not know that those documents are uploaded until you click the submit application button. So
Great. And then the next question, which I'll probably add on to, will manufacturer suppliers need to fill out the pre-qualification form as well?
No. So for any suppliers or what we call second tier vendors, you do not need to pre-qualify for the project. These are only for prime subcontractors that will have a contract with Lakeside Alliance. So again, Lakeside Alliance, we're the general contractor constructing the Presidential Center. Second tier bidders, whomever you're bidding to if you're bidding to a prime subcontractor, if there's any pre-qualifications that prime subcontractor needs from you, you handle that between yourselves. But for Lakeside Alliance, you do not need to pre-qualify.
And thank you, Carissa, for that question. But I would also like to add that for suppliers, for all manufacturer suppliers, we're actually going to host a separate information session for you all. And we'll also put you on our website. So please be on the lookout. We will be in contact with you with those dates and those times. But if you have any additional questions about being suppliers, or if any of the contractors here on the call has any questions about suppliers, you can contact me. You contact Chris, whose email is already in the chat, and I'll add my contact information to the chat as well.
Oh, good questions. Well, yeah, please, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to put them in there, and Maurice can help me out and then stop me. That'd be appreciated. Okay. So moving on, just general high-level package highlights. So the roofing system, a big highlight for the roofing system is that we have an extensive green roof covering the forum, library, and parking garage, and it's separated by a drainage panel with a gravel ballast and rigid insulation system. So like what Maurice had alluded to, as far as the appearance of the complex, most of the roofs of the parking garage, forum, and the library will be covered with a green roof, because we're adding green space. We're actually adding more green space to Jackson Park than what currently exists. So with that, we have an extensive green roof system over those buildings. And when I mean extensive, the soil depth, varies, plus, over 6 inches. So this is not your typical lay-in panel green roof system. This system is meant to actually serve as green space with a much deeper soil depth than your standard lay-in tray system. And with that, if I may add, the roofing package we will not include the green roof in the roofing scope. I want to make sure that that's clarified as well. That will be in the landscaping package. Let's see here. So bid documents.
Comment on that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as that's concerned, is that so you're going to just have a landscaper do the green roof? So as a roofing contractor, I don't have to worry about that at all. You're just going to separate that out.
That will be separated out. Correct. There'll probably be some coordination notes.
I was going to bring that because it needs to
yes.
It really needs to be coordination between whoever you opt to use from a landscaping point of view with the roof. Make sure everything's fine.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you 100%. So yes, there will be coordination notes within the roofing scope in the context of understanding the green roof system up above. But as far as the scope is concerned with, you know, furnishing and installing that system of, you know, providing the soil and providing the fabric barrier above the rigid system, that would be broken out and delineated into the landscaper's scope of work. But if you desire,
it would probably also make sense for you to consider who the manufacturer of both systems are, so they're compatible, and down the road, hopefully, God forbid, there's any issues, you know, you don't have people pointing fingers at one another.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And here, so with that, I want to make sure that I lend to everyone that we have what we call a preview opportunity to review the construction drawings and specifications. So long as you execute a non-disclosure agreement, we can forward you the fully designed construction drawings and specifications. So then you can review that ahead of time, because like right now we're having this outreach meeting on the 28th of July. That this bid package will go out on August 31st. So there is time for you to review the drawings and the specifications. And if you have any questions, you know, we can iron that ahead of time before the bid process. So if you desire, I can leave when I'm complete with my presentation. I'll drop an email and a link. And if you desire to receive an NDA, we can get that out to you, so we can get you access to the preview drawings and specifications, which are the construction drawings and specifications. So.
And Chris, before we move on, a question from Sam Irving.
Okay.
Would there be another meeting such as this to address the landscaping and green roofing?
That's correct. Yes, there will be. That meeting, I believe, is scheduled for, I want to say, October. So we'll keep you posted, Sam. I didn't catch your company, but I'll have your contact information and the invite that we had shot out. But yes, there will be a separate meeting for the landscaping and green roofing.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm looking at the schedule now. It is in October. It's the last Wednesday in October.
Got it. Okay. No, thank you, Sam, for from Omni. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you, Maurice. So I want to go back to the bid documents. So just so everyone is aware, so when we issue an invitation to bid, we have the following items in Building Connected for your review. So we have the ITB, we have our bid form, we have our diversity inclusion plan, and we have the scope of work. These are critical for you to review in order for you to have a complete and whole bid. There's a lot of information there, but it's meant to protect yourself and protect the integrity and quality of the job. And when we're ready to start work, we have a whole and complete scope. So we want to make sure that you review that in its entirety. Now, the diversity inclusion plan, I want to highlight this. So if you're a prime subcontractor and you desire to work, and if you're a non-diverse prime subcontractor and you desire to work with second tier subcontractors, we want to make sure that you're itemizing who you're working with, and that you actually establish a relationship with that second tier trade partner. During our scope review meetings, we will be requesting that those second tier trade partners are on the scope review meeting call to ensure that that relationship is real. We don't want anyone to be included in this process that is unaware that their name was used to receive or to achieve our diversity and inclusion goals. So just want to make sure that that's highlighted and that's understood. So again, for our drawings and specifications, will be in our invite to bid on Building Connected, as well as a document list, our project schedule, our procedures manual as far as how we'll be operating on the job site. That's very important and key too. We ask that you pay attention to that, as well as our safety manual, Form 36, a phase environmental assessment report, and a geotechnical report. So all of these are, everyone should be used to receiving these documents during the bid process, but we just want to make sure that we highlight those because going to the bid documents, each of these need to be completed as far as the bid form, diversity inclusion plan, and your checklist of the scope of work. When you submit your proposal, we will not accept a proposal and just not have the bid form and diversity inclusion plan and the scope of work checklist completed. You need to have all of those completed in order to have a complete submitted bid. So I'll have there. So the next slide is the general timeline of where we stand with this this bid wave. Today's the 28th. We're having this outreach meeting. Our out to bid date will be again August 31st. RFIs will be due roughly September 14th. We will have a virtual mixer opportunity. So this is the opportunity for collaboration that I alluded to earlier. So what we do, we'll send you a script. We'll send our first tier and second tier bidders a script, and the script is more so your company name, how long have you been in business, what's your annual revenue, what bid packages are you interested in, just a general break the ice conversation between the first and second tier bidders. We found that to be pretty successful in establishing and initiating that conversation because again, we want to make sure that everyone is aware that no proposal to Lakeside Alliance will be successful so long as if we don't have a successful first and second tier prime subcontractor trade partner relationship in the proposals that are submitted to us. We need one another in order to be successful on this project. It's a historic project. It's a project where we are exceeding the city's standards in diversity and inclusion. And for the purpose of building the center, I mean, that's all the more reason for us to be striving for those goals. So we want to make sure that we're helping all of you all break the ice. So this mixer is actually, I think the last mixer, Maurice, was about like an hour. So I mean, it's not long, and yeah, and we host this at 8 o'clock in the morning to be conscious of your time for the day. But again, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback regarding our first mixer, and we're going to host more. So be on the lookout. Typically, when after we understand who's exactly bidding first and second tier, a week after the invitations to bids are out, we'll post that list on our website of the active bidders, and then we'll schedule our mixer thereafter. So be on the lookout for that date. The proposal will be due on September 30th, and the targeted award date would roughly be around October 13th. Again, this is kind of highlighting what I had mentioned earlier about your deliverables on your proposal. So the bid form, diversity, and local business plan must be returned and fully executed. The additional provisions and scope sheet must be returned or fully executed. So again, we just don't accept a proposal. You have to make sure that you complete the bid form, diversity and inclusion business plan, and the scope sheet. So for taxes, so this is a tax exempt project. So that should be noted and included in your proposal. This project will also is also a CSIP project. So be sure to include your offsite insurance, remove your general liability and workman's comp from your insurance. And if you mention this to your insurance provider, they'll be able to let you know what you need to figure for insurance, considering that this is a CSIP project.
All right. So with that said, earlier today, earlier in the meeting, I mentioned just how transformative the project is as far as diversity is concerned, and the presidential partners and what it means to have the presidential partners to be owners of this project. And Chris also talked about the historic nature of just building the presidential center. I mean, that's clear cut. But what's also historic is the fact that the presidential partners actually own 51% of the project, which has never been done before. If you are familiar with the city's requirements of minority participation, it's 26 and 8, 26 minority participation, 8% women. We took it a step further. It's pretty much 50% minority participation and 10% women. But when it comes down to your impact as contractors, we want to know, how do you plan on reaching out to these businesses? What methods would you take? The diverse enterprises that you plan on partnering with, JVing with, or even your workers, and that goes into your workforce goals. We understand that every contractor does not have the capacity. We also understand that each field doesn't have the capacity. So for instance, if you're an elevator operator, there's not many minority elevator operators in the city. But that leads into your transformational ideas. How do you plan on changing the paradigm yourself? What ideas can you come up with in order to maximize minority participation? So as far as diverse business enterprises, we will continue to work with the foundation and all of our other partners to achieve our goals of 35% minority business enterprises, 10% women. When it comes down to BEPD, which is the state certification for minority enterprises, VBE, SDE, and LGBTQ, 5%, and local participation being 7% as far as our business enterprises. Now, as far as the local, I wanted to be clear just to make it easy to digest. Local is defined as communities between Douglas and Burnside, all east of the Dan Ryan. So basically 27th Street to 95th. And we do recognize national and local certifications. So if you are certified in the state of Rhode Island, for example, and Chris, you know Angela Conti, that's the reason why I thought of her. We also accept that certification from that state as well. The workforce goals, our City of Chicago residents will be 50% represented, and then South and West Side residents 35%, and local residents 10%. So local is defined as the area that I just gave out. South and West Side residents, obviously meaning those communities that are historically marginalized. So yes, while Mount Greenwood is a South Side community, it is not identified by us. Pardon me. Some of the recognized certifications that we accept: City of Chicago, Cook, U.S. Business Leadership Council, NMSDC, CMSDC, same organization, WeBank, Department of Veteran Affairs, BEP, that's the state of Illinois that I mentioned before, and the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. That would be the Chicago Chamber of Commerce, Chicago LGBT Chamber of Commerce, located on Broadway, I believe. But we do accept, again, all nationally recognized or all certifications from your local municipality or your local state. Now, part of your evaluation when you submit your bid will be based on 25% commercial, and that is basically just the skeleton of your presentation. 40% of the evaluation is weighted on your diversity and inclusion plan. We ask extensive questions on how you plan to address D&I. Okay, thank you, Chris, for answering Mr. Candace's question. I appreciate that. I was just looking at that. I wanted to answer it. But then your approach to the project, your company qualifications, and qualifications of your key individuals, your personnel, that's only 35%. If you notice, even though you might have a great company, in and out, your plan for diversity and inclusion is paramount. So if you have any questions, you can contact me. Again, my My contact information is in the chat. I'm asked that you, Chris, is that you in the background?
Oh, you know what? I apologize. I'm
all good.
in the office. So here, I see that someone in the meantime had a note in the chat here about having a paid intern system. Let's see, in place of CPS hires. This is Helen Smith. Let's see. We would like to hire Hyde Park High School students and engage our day-to-day activities on site and in the office. These hires are separate from the field hires. So here, just to highlight on that and to also touch on what Maurice had just mentioned. So diversity and inclusion during our scope review meetings, this is the first topic that we discuss. I'm not just saying that to say that. I mean, it is. It's the first topic that we discuss, and we want to see and learn what opportunities are you providing to the community. And what Helen had mentioned, in the comments, that's what we want to see in your proposal to us, as far as how is your company providing opportunities to people in the community, young people in the community, or all people in the community for that regard of whatever your expertise is, whatever you can do, whether it be, hiring interns or providing, educational opportunities to local schools and working with the workforce assist agencies that have pools of people that desire to participate and work on the job that have been trained to be able to do so. We want to see that in your diversity and inclusion plan. We have no template. It's more so looking for that creativity, because we don't want to, if we provided you a template of what to do, you're just going to spit that back out to us and not really think outside of the box. We want to see that. And we have assist agencies that can maybe help steer you in multiple directions in your idea or thought process and how to be engaging in the community. But this is something that we do take into consideration. And I've witnessed us evaluate subcontractors. We level all the bids, and it goes back to the diversity and inclusion plan and who had the most realistic, convincing, heartfelt strategy in reaching out to the community and making transformative opportunities.
Yes, and to add to that, well, one, I want to know if NHS, if I'm correct, that's Neighborhood Housing Systems. I forgot the name of the organization. But this is more of a transformative idea. This is, New Horizon Steel. I apologize. It's a lot of NHSs out here. But yes, Hyde Park High School is actually one of our target high schools that we've identified and that we want to work with continuously. So having paid internships is great, and it's a transformative idea, but we're also looking for more permanent jobs as well for the community residents. That is paramount. So before we continue on, and thank you, Mr. Cannon, for your comment. Chris, you want to jump on that? Pardon me. One of the things that I also have to emphasize that this is an all hands on deck situation. So while we're helping you and you're helping us, we also partner with a number of community organizations. Zia, thank you for coming online. I appreciate you. If you would like to speak, I'll introduce you as well. Just to talk about BCO, because we do work with a number, I can't even tell you the exact number of organizations and companies in order to fulfill these requirements. As you all know, there's a ton of cranes going up and everybody has upped the ante on diversity. So everybody needs to participate in getting those numbers. And BCO is one of our great partners and I appreciate them. And right now, I'm actually going to introduce two of my favorite people, Tammy Davis from the Obama Presidential Center and Sharon Latson. Tammy, if you don't mind, talking about the Obama Presidential Center Workforce Initiative and your partnership with We Can Build a Consortium.
Sure. Thank you so much, Maurice, and welcome everyone who is participating in today's outreach. The Barack Obama Foundation is super excited about the We Can Build It partnership. that is leading our initiative to ensure that we have diversity and inclusion on the construction workforce, not only as it relates to the Obama Presidential Center, but also as it relates to the construction industry as a whole. And we're just super excited about the partnership that represents Hire 360, Chicago Women in Trades, Revolution Workshop, and St. Paul Community Development Ministries. So with that, I will turn it over to Sharon with CWIT. And I think we also have a representative from Hire 360. And just by way of introduction, as Maurice noted, my name is Tammy Davis, and I am the manager of supplier and workforce diversity for the Obama Foundation, and just happy to see everyone participating on this morning. And I'll turn it over to Sharon and or the rep from Hire 360. Thank you.
You on mute, Sharon.
While Sharon is unmuting, I just want to emphasize what Maurice and Chris mentioned in terms of when you are looking to pull your bids together. We really want you to think outside the box because we really want to transform our communities. We want to ensure that that Chicago minority and women construction workers, again, are not only involved on the project, but we want to make sure that we're providing sustainability within our community. So think outside the box, think transformational with this project. And we have the partners in place to help you. Sharon, are you unmuted now? It looks like she's having some challenges. I think there's a representative from Hire 360 that I saw early on that might be able to speak.
Yes, Ebba, would you mind, Aaron or Ebba or Ashley, would you mind talking about Hire 360 and We Can Build It?
Sure, no problem. This is Ebba. I'm from Chicago Women in Trades, and Ashley is on here with me. So we're going to go through the We Can Build It consortium and how we can help you as contractors. So the workforce organizations that have formed We Can Build It, it's to connect community residents to construction careers. And again, that is made up of Chicago Women in Trades, Hire 360, Revolution Workshop, and St. Paul. We have also partnered with the Carpenters Union and IBEW Local 134, and they are helping in this project as well. So the We Can Build It partnership, we are leaders in the workforce development in construction. We're supported by the leading building construction unions and the contractors, and we have a lot of different partnerships to apprenticeships, developers, contractors, and other construction industry leaders. Our entire goal is to provide education and outreach about the construction trade careers. We provide training, case management, supportive services, and other assistance to the candidates to get into the apprenticeships, to get into the union. We also support retention and long-term career building. So we have people from, they need sponsorship into a union to 35 years in the industry, long-term card carriers.
Hi, Maurice. I had to reboot myself. Something happened on my computer.
Yes, Sharon, we need you. Love
Did
hearing
Ebba
you.
finish that?
Yeah, absolutely. Ebba, did you finish? Because we definitely want to hear more about Hire 360 from Ashley as well.
Yeah, if Ashley wants to do the Hire 360 portion, that would be great.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, everyone. So just to complement what Ebba was leading up to, Hire 360 is partnering with CWIT. So either one of us are happy to provide support and answer questions, Eb and I do work in tandem. So specifically speaking to Hire 360 support and why we're brought onto this initiative, we provide the services to support candidates throughout their career in the trades. To Eba's point, from those first starting to understand their interest in the trades, where they might be a good fit, to those with decades of experience as a journey worker. So the support systems are going to include everything from test prep programming for the candidates that need to take that first aptitude test to get into their apprenticeship, their local of choice. This includes work actually with the Chicago Teachers Union to support candidate studies. We provide resume building, interview practice, because we know this is such an integral part of cardholders' job search. And then a critical component is also our barrier reduction fund to help make sure that finances aren't an issue in landing a job. So for instance, that could include helping apprentices get their first pair of boots or pay for a lift to get to an interview. So any questions about that, I am happy to answer, but want to make sure that we get through the rest as well. Eva, did you want to? Yep. Thank you.
Eba, would you like to add anything?
Not about Hire 360, no.
All right, Sharon.
All right, thank you, everyone. And I do apologize. I had to jump on my phone. I think Ashley and Eba kind of covered our partnership, but I am the lead project director for We Can Build It, the partnership for community jobs in the construction industry. And we are very, very proud to be a part of this initiative as well with our other partners. China Hampton is the workforce director for Hire 360. She's not with us today because she just had a bouncing baby boy, but hopefully she'll be back with us in a couple of weeks. Again, let me just say that I want to, again, tell you that our mission is to help you with your diversification of your workforce. And Chicago Women in Trades has been out there doing that for about 40 years when it comes to women. So we're very proud to be a part of the partnership with Hire 360 St. Paul, as Tammy had mentioned, and with Revolution Workshop to assist you with diversifying that workforce. So please, if you need to get some information or know a little bit more about our organization, we're happy to assist you in every way possible.
All right. And before we continue, I definitely want to introduce Azia from BCO. Azia, would you mind coming off mute? I know you have a limited amount of time.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for having me join on, Maurice. Love what you guys are doing. We have a few sponsors actually with Lakeside Alliance, so I'm definitely happy to witness the leadership there. A little bit about BECO. So we are Black contractors, owners, and executives, and we support just that, those communities and those ecosystems. So ideally, what we would like to do is align the resources for where our members and sponsors are so that we have a collaborative ecosystem so that members are provided opportunities with our sponsors and other organizations like everyone on this call. So if you are interested in looking at BECO, you can definitely go to the website. It's www.becochicago.org. We do events. We just recently rolled out a collaborative project or program with SDA for our members, meeting them where they are within their business development initiatives, to branch out further into the industry of construction or professional services. And a lot of these names actually sound very familiar with people that we've worked with in the past and ongoing. So just wanted to drop in and say hello, Maurice. I love what you're doing with Lakeside, and thank you for having me on, and looking forward to working with all of you as well as you, Maurice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, as far as Chicago Women in Trades, and again, thank you, Azia, for coming on. Chicago Women in Trades obviously is one of the most, to me, they're one of the most underrated organizations in the city, and I don't use that term loosely. And actually, they recently had 2 hires on a couple of jobs that we had open. So congratulations to them. But Eba, if you don't mind, would you mind going over this slide about your technical program as well as your welding program?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Maurice. So we've been around since 1981, so this is our 40th year this year. We're not having any celebration, so don't come to our parking lot looking for a barbecue. We will be doing that next year. Our Technical Opportunities Program has been going on for 37 years. It's a 12-week free program. It's 180 hours of training. So during this training, they get all the math and physical training to get into the apprenticeship. We go to apprenticeship schools, so they get to see the facilities. All of their hands-on training is also done by our tradeswomen, and these are union card carriers. They learn blueprint reading, one-on-one case management. We do test prep and tutoring, job site safety, job readiness, resume building, and of course, there's no real expiration date to our membership. So we do a lot of after graduation assistance, direct services, and supportive services. And these are a really great candidates for sponsorship opportunities, but we also have people who have graduated this program and now they are in the union for multiple years. So that's our union construction pre-apprenticeship program. And our next program
Ever, do you see the slide?
It didn't come up for me, but I know it. So the Women in Welding program is 288 hours of training. It is also 12 weeks long. They do learn TIG, MIG, and arc welding. They get American Welding Society certification in MIG in 10 and 18 gauge. There it goes. They also get OSHA 10, job site safety, blueprint reading, that one-on-one case management, and of course, everything else that they get in our other program, job readiness, resume building. A lot of the students that come through this program, they get into all the metalworking unions. Iron workers, pipe fitters, sheet metal workers, plumbers, elevator constructors, that sort of thing. They also go non-union welding for fabrication shops. So those are our two programs. This program has been going on since 2004. So they're all very well established programs. And we have a lot of people that we can go back into our little Rolodex and pick out people who have lots of years of experience, who are really great welders out there. So those are our two programs.
Nobody's working with the roofing, with the local 11 roofers?
That's sponsorship, and we would absolutely love to get some more women in there. I know that there are, and I know that Hire 360 and I, we both have really great candidates that we would love to talk to you guys about for the trades that do need that sponsorship. So we can certainly talk to you about that. That's no problem.
Okay.
I can do Revolution workshops, and then Ashley, if you wanted to do St. Paul's. So Revolution workshop, they do very similar things as all of us. They have intensive hands-on construction. They do tables and sheds. So they have that hands-on, so their focus is carpentry. They do career development, test prep, case management, and job search assistance. They also do in-person training that is on the west side. It is near Homan and Lake near Garfield Park. They also have a 12-week pre-apprenticeship program, and it is full-time Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They are NCCER and OSHA 10 certifications, and they do a lot of other things such as financial capabilities, credit awareness, why it's good to have a bank account and not to just cash your check and shove your money in your mattress. They do employment classes such as job search, resume, everything else that we're also doing. Their next class starts in January, and they will be having applications open in November, but I know they also, they do have a class currently going on right now. So that's Revolution Workshop, who's also one of the partners under We Can Build It. Ashley, if you wanted to do St. Paul.
Great. Thanks, Eva. Yep. So another one of the wonderful partners in the collective is St. Paul's Community Development Ministries. They provide a 12-week pre-apprentice program open to men and women. This is math and reading remediation to maximize the test results, help make sure that folks are ready for that test to get into the skilled trades. Once again, once the program is completed, candidates can earn certifications that includes OSHA 10 training, CPR and first aid, and welding certifications, similar to CWIT. And then they offer candidates that test prep resume writing and interview skills. So this is all through case management, which includes support and retention services and industry networking to get folks moving along in their trade of interest. So I think that's it in reviewing programs, Maurice.
Yes. I want to thank everyone for participating. Tammy, Eva, Ashley, Sharon. I appreciate you all. BCO as well. And just so all of you contractors know, and the suppliers even, these are your resources. These are your additional resources, not just Lakeside Alliance, but these are additional resources that you all can use and maximize. BCO, especially if you're looking for specifically Black contractors, BCO is number one. And if you're looking for additional workforce, Tammy, Sharon, Eba, Ashley, you all are doing phenomenal work, and I appreciate you all in your workforce initiative. So we're all partners in this thing.
Thank you, Maurice. You're doing a phenomenal job as well.
Thank you. Thank you. And with that, I want to open the floor for additional questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tammy.
Yeah, hi, Maurice. Thank you so much. I just wanted to address a couple of things that I'm seeing in the chat. More specifically, Ms. Smith has raised some questions concerning workforce, and I want to emphasize our project goals when it comes to workforce. You know, we want to make sure that local residents are working on the project, and by local, we mean Chicago. So that's our priority. That's our primary focus. And for those contractors that particularly are signatory, we would encourage you to utilize your rights and being a signatory contractor in sponsoring women and Chicago residents to get into the trade of which you are signatory to. And we definitely can have a more concentrated conversation. Ms. Smith, if you have more specific questions in regards to the makeup for the project, but please feel free to utilize the resources been exampled in this outreach with the We Can Build It partnership, as well as with Maurice and the Lakeside Alliance team. But I want to emphasize our priority. Thanks.
Are there any additional questions? Thank you, Tammy. No questions. And if you are on your phone, I believe it's #6 or *6 to unmute yourself. A question. All right. I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined the call. Chris, thank you. Everyone, thank you. I appreciate your time. If you have any diversity questions, again, my email is in the chat. mrobinson@lakesidealliance.com. For all your procurement questions, please email Chris Harris, our procurement agent, at charris@lakesidealliance.com. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.